What's up, people? Welcome back to Invest with T-Claus. My name is Tevi, and this channel is dedicated to my investment journey, along with coverage on crypto, Tesla, Neo, Virgin Galactic, and ChargePoint. Come for the information and stay for the perspective. So it has been a few weeks since I covered Virgin Galactic, so we're about due for a quick update. The stock made a new low this week, and I have to say, I really didn't think we would go below the $5.14 price low established in May. But here we are, so guess I was wrong. That said, if you consider that the CPI inflation print this week was higher than expected, it's not too surprising. Almost everything made a new low this week, including the SP 500 if you look over here. Now, I'll get to Virgin Galactic in just a moment, but it's worth noting that the issue is no longer that inflation is on the rise and getting out of control. No, in fact, with the 8.2 CPI print, it has now officially established a trend lower, as you can see on the screen here, since it peaked in June. The issue is more the fact that the inflation isn't coming down as fast as economists and analysts alike are predicting. They were projecting 8.1% instead of the 8.2% we got, so we keep missing expectations, right? And that matters from a stock market perspective because it means that the Fed is more likely to keep raising rates at the same 0.75% pace until they reach the terminal rate. And so all that makes for a very challenging macro backdrop for stocks in general, but even more so for Virgin Galactic, which is a growth stock with near zero revenue and no solid catalyst until the first half of next year. And so all this begs the question of, is Virgin Galactic going even lower? Well, that's a really good question that I'll try to answer. So in today's video, I'll cover the latest analyst price predictions. Also, Virgin Galactic just had its biggest event of the year. I'll share some highlights on that and close with my thoughts on it all. As always, this isn't to be taken as financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. This is my personal approach to investing and the thought process behind it. I'd recommend watching all the way through so that you don't miss out on any pertinent information I'll be sharing. Drop this video a like if you haven't already and hit that subscribe button. Those are two easy ways to show your support to the channel and help it grow if you appreciate the content. All right, let's get into it. Now, going into the week, it was apparent that Virgin Galactic would struggle. I received this email notification here ahead of the CPI print release with a downgrade on the stock. It's never a good sign. And so Virgin Galactic consensus rating went from a sell rating on Monday, October 10th to a strong sell. Part of that can be attributed to analyst Miles Walton, who downgraded the stock after initiating coverage with a sell rating and a $4 price target. In his note to investors, he said, and I quote, "The space economy and commercial space in particular makes for a compelling story, but Virgin Galactic numerous delays and lack of revenue justifies the cautious rating." End of quote. That is absolutely fair and speaks to where we are right now in the track record of Virgin Galactic, so I can't blame him for that commentary. And if you look at the overall consensus price target, it is now the lowest it has ever been. The average price target is $5 with a high forecast of $7 and a low forecast of $4. Your projected return stands at less than 10%, and that's if you had bought at the close price on Friday. For context, the previous high forecast a month ago was $12. So yeah, not the greatest at the moment. With that said, analyst consensus are important, but they aren't the end-all be-all when it comes to investing. Even though they are presented as a 12-month projection, they actually get regularly revised based on whatever is happening in the near term. Virgin Galactic announced their next earnings call date. It's scheduled for Thursday, November 3rd after market close. That will be the next opportunity for analysts to update their ratings and price targets. So I'll be watching for that. Now, as I pause here, I realize that this seems like a lot of bad news in a short amount of time, but I promise it's not all doom and gloom. Virgin Galactic earlier this month actually hosted what they called their biggest event of the year, dubbed Space for the Curious. It's kind of a nice play on word and sounds kind of fancy, so yeah, we'll go with that. But this was an exclusive event for ticket holders. It was set up as a ranch-style retreat in Wyoming where future astronauts were able to interact with the staff and the management team. Let me play you some highlights and I'll come back on the other side with some comments and closing thoughts. Take a listen.
When you get to ride a spaceship up and see the world in a way that almost no one's ever seen, it's going to be extremely personal for you. But what is really going to define and imprint the overview effect into you is what do you do next?
Welcome. This is the inaugural Space for the Curious event. This event is centered on a singular core theme: why space matters.
You know, it really is a space flight that will change your perspective, and to take it in, it took, talking to the people that have gone to space before to really Put yourself in the right headspace to be able to take in this very transformative journey.
You will change mindsets about space and why it's important.
And you could train it each day in preparation so that when you have your own personal space mission, you could get even more depth out of it also.
What will help you all usher in a transformational experience on your missions is a greater understanding of the basic fact of the interrelated structure of our reality.
I want to gain as much, really understanding what I'm about to engage on, because it's a very, very finite amount of time, but I want to get the most out of it.
Space, the silence.
Space represents all of those unknowns and then all of those possibilities and all of that potential.
What are the things that you can really do? And all of you in this room have the intelligence, the resource, the wisdom to go big and do audacious things.
That is a really cool video. I've actually watched it a few times since it was released on Friday, October 10th. It's the first sneak peek of the event Virgin Galactic has shared with the public outside of those who were in attendance. And I have to say, it gets me pumped for what's to come when commercial flight finally starts. We all want them flying customers to space, but no one is probably more eager than those who have actually bought a seat for this experience. And Virgin Galactic is treating those people right and keeping them engaged. More importantly, the event appears to have been well received by those in attendance, and that is important. So here's the bottom line given everything that we currently know. Virgin Galactic will either 100x over the next few years or go to 0. Now the jury's still out on the 0 side, so it's gotta be 100x, right? That's what I'm gonna go with. So this is without a doubt a high risk, high reward investment. And so you gotta remember that they have a little over $1 billion, right, on their balance sheet in cash and cash equivalents. That is sufficient to keep them running until the end of Q2 2023. Commercial flight starts in early Q2 2023, unless they get delayed again. That's where the earning call on November 3rd is key to keep a pulse on what's going on. But most important of all, at the current price of $4.59 per share, Virgin Galactic market cap as a company is $1.19 billion. Why is that relevant? Well, it means that the company is currently being valued at no more than the cash they currently hold on their balance sheet. Basically, buying at the current level holds absolutely zero premium baked in that accounts for future earnings. This is the true ground floor for entry into the stock. And so to answer the earlier question, yes, I do think the stock price could go lower to hit the $4 price target and maybe a little less. But from a valuation standpoint, this is as good as a deal as you can get. And so how I reconcile everything together in my mind, looking out to Q2 2023, Virgin Galactic should commence commercial flight right around the same time that the Fed is pivoting to a less restrictive policy. And if I'm right, that will be the recipe for an exponential move to the upside for Virgin Galactic and the stock market in general. And for that reason, I will resume buying shares of Virgin Galactic on Monday at the opening bell. But on that note, that is it for me today. Don't forget to drop this video a like if it helped gain some perspective and share with others who you think could also benefit from it. For my newcomers, subscribe and don't forget to ring the notification bell so that you too can stay in the know. I'll be back on Sunday for my weekly video. Till then, you can keep up with me here on Twitter for crypto and NFT related news. Thank you for watching, stay humble, hustle hard, and I'll see you in the next one.